Welcome back to Everything's Gray and I hit it with my hammer. Are we actually like right at the... yeah, it's right... it's nearby. Oh, that is the objective, the detonator. You found the laser detonator Ulysses spoke of. A piece of pre-war tech that can detonate the nuclear warheads scattered around the lonesome road. You can use it to open paths, kill your enemies from afar, or even discover secret loot caches. Just point it at a warhead, hold down the trigger, and watch the explosion. If what Ulysses has said is true, you'll need this to advance, which means there must be a warhead blocking your way forward. You need to find the correct warhead and detonate it. That's the gimmick this time, huh? There often tends to be... ah! They found... oh! They found me. What will I do? Oh no, they're coming. Anyone else? The downside of such a big hammer is it's just physically hard to see most of the time. This thing fills up my entire screen. Which is not entirely necessary. People don't normally hold older weapons in a way that obscures their view. It's just a very video gamey thing. It's like using the rocket launcher in Halo. The spanker. It fills your entire... it fills up half of your entire screen. It's so much. That does look like a warhead. Time to awkwardly switch weapons a lot. Oh. I think I might be dying of radiation now. I think that was the end for me. That was significant. That was my bad. That was bad for me. It shouldn't have been. I was looking directly into that when it went off. It just seems wildly unsafe. I think it makes the whole screen go white because if they really commit to the explosion, then they can make it seem like they can hide the changes to the environment by just simply removing one appearance and showing the next appearance without having any kind of like animation for it. But they made the explosion seem so strong that I do... and oop, this is another poster. I do inherently wonder how these stacks of cars didn't fall over after that level of hype. Oh. Oh! I got tripped up for a moment there. One of them actually blocked. They never block. Ooh. I don't think I'm going to be using this mask after all. There we go. We can keep my stuff prepared. I wanted to know if the... yep. I had a feeling the fire axe might be something I could use to repair with. Let's maybe not bother with the nail gun. There's too many inventory items, and the arc welder. Yeah, that'll make this a little more manageable. We have a growing number of gimmicky, like, plot weapons that aren't necessarily weapons. This inventory is going to get crowded fast. Oh, hello. Oh, so now you do the commissary. When I don't ask you to do it, you'll do it. Okay, admittedly there's a commissary right here, so might as well sell the nail gun. For whatever it's worth. Wait, does it keep resetting how much money it has? Okay. I do believe I'm gonna end this DLC with a lot of money. If this thing's full of vendors that automatically restore their equipment, like, that incentivizes me to grab a lot of weapons that are worth any amount of money and selling them. Because apparently they will actually... The Blade of the West. We wish this game had weapons that were worth having, but it don't. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be really rich after this DLC. My barter skill is making me get gradually better stuff from bartering, money-wise. And, this place actually gives me places to sell both frequently and with a budget where they can actually afford to buy stuff from me. Which seemed to be the kind of thing the game was intentionally not doing until now. Like, they were trying to make it as hard as possible to actually sell stuff by being like, oh yeah, you found a cool rocket launcher? Cool. This guy has 20 caps, so... I don't know, man. Buy his apples. I don't think he's gonna buy your cool rifle off of you for the money you're hoping for. But now this game is like, here's a terminal, it's got 10,000 caps, and then when you leave and come back it has them again, you're like, what? I think this terminal has more money than the gun runners do. It's like the only good source I've found. We have to go around. Here they come again. Hi, buddy. You're dead. You're dead. Who else? Oop, someone in that direction. Ooh.
I'm over it.
Hey, buddy. You're looking a little electrocuted. How's that working for you? That weapon isn't worth shit. I don't even take my pants off for less than 4 digits. I ain't reading all that. Sorry that happened to you. Or happy for you. I think these rockets say that they have a weight, like it's a canister with this much weight in it. But I think you pick up the rockets and it just becomes currency. It just becomes that number of rockets in your inventory, and the rockets don't weigh anything by default, so... I think it just doesn't weigh what it says it does. Because it doesn't say you picked up this item, it says you picked up this many rockets. Alright, something's going on locally here that I'm not parsing. Okay. I see the road. Looks like the road must wrap around. Ah, yep, that would do it. If only you could mouse wheel to access slightly different weapons. Be nice to be able to mouse wheel to toggle between these guys. This detonator is not what I thought it would be. I was like, okay, it's a laser that triggers missiles. Okay, like a signal. The fact that it seems the way that they animated it is that it fires a laser like an actual laser weapon would. Is very funny to me. This guy's called Blister. He doesn't have a very good weapon though. Marked beast helmet. That's definitely just one of their helmets. Like the regular kind. Hi. Are you all shooting each other too? I think you are. Oh, maybe they were shooting at him actually. It looked like that guy was shooting at this guy, but I think they were shooting at Eddie, who was just right over here. What is that? Like it looks like a kiln. Are they cooking each other in those? There are a lot of rockets that I do not need, but I will pick up the stuff that doesn't weigh anything and sell it later. Oh, that's not the type of poster they want me to collect. Yeah, what's up with you? Is this tied to like the way that they were? It doesn't look like you could put a bed in here, really. They look like they just have chairs. They've been like concentrating the radiation in some way. They look like little kilns or something. I don't know. Those are weird, deliberate structures made out of the rubble. They're not from the ruins. They're made of them. And that's Sussy Baka. Oh, it's one of these again. Do-do-do. Yeah, I fully expected there to be like a little like laser pointer, and then it's like triangulating or whatever, and then it sends the destruction codes. I was not expecting it to look like I'm literally just shooting this thing with a machine gun laser, and then it just explodes from being heated up or something. Oh. Might have been standing a little too close that time. Might have made a mistake. How are those rads going? Getting a bit up there. Would like to let's do some rad X. And some rad away, but I also took some cave fungus, which will also help with the rads. I'm walking on fire pretty well. Would you like to firewalk with me? Am I stuck? Oh, press E to enter. That's unusual. I don't think I've seen it.
I can't believe it. Grant actually went to Colonel Autumn and got approval for her damned efficiency guidelines. All experiments will be carried out with the test subject fully active to reduce iteration time. It's barbaric. I've explained this to the Colonel. Just because the iBots don't have true AI doesn't mean they're just machines. I guess results are all that matter around here. Forget things like ethical procedures or humane treatment. I'm starting to have serious misgivings about leadership around here. At least I've got you to talk to, huh, Eddie?
Well, it was really protective of his iBots, huh? He sounds more like a father than an inventor in these logs. He must have tried to change things. He doesn't seem like the type that would let that slide. Can't believe they'd approve that. I've met enough robots to know they're more than machines. I can see why you left that place then. Let's press on. We've got a lot of ground to cover. I don't know if I mean, it could be true for my character before the game started. I don't know if I have met enough machines to know that they're not just robots. That's a loud noise. Am I in trouble? In fact, part of the whole thing about the cowboy robot was that it seemed to be that... It seemed like they were implying that this was like an iffy person to leave Prim in the control of because he's so not... he's very much not a person. And just follows, like, programmed rule sets, essentially. And I don't have, like, robot party members. What is that? I don't think I've had, like, robot party members, really. I just don't... I'm not sure if this game actually does set up the idea that, that robots are like the droids from Star Wars, R2 and C-3PO, which, like, oh, there's so much personality, they must be more than robots. Bravo team mission orders. At 600 hours, Bravo team will conduct sweep and clear operations in advance of the main force. Early intelligence suggests the tunnels are only sparsely populated by small, subterranean semi-humanoids, which are easily cowed by bright light and loud noises. Bravo team has been issued flashbang grenades for this purpose, and is expected to meet minimal resistance. You can go home, courier. You are something. No! Tunneler, no! Don't fight Edie. I thought we could have been friends. Dang it. It was neutral at first. I thought we were going to be able to just hang out. What's this guy? Like, maybe he counts as an animal and I have animal friend? Then he started attacking my robot. What are you guys? Oop. Oh, that's a lot of them. Alright. Getting a little aggro down here. Okay, we go this way. It's getting a little aggro down here. Oh, my light was already on. It's so hard to tell sometimes. This place is kind of interesting to navigate, just in that it's very hard to tell what I'm looking at. Like what the geometry of the area is, whether or not I'm going anywhere. Parsing where the openings are. It's a bit of an adventure. Okay, we got some sky now. What's that light? Poor 3 dog, he didn't make it. Should I be taking all the nails? I guess I should be. I should have thought about the fact that the nails are just nail gun ammo, not scrap resources, so they don't have a weight. And I should have been picking them up all along. For a little bit more free money that I technically don't know what I'm going to spend it on ever. A minor issue is that the primary thing that My primary incentive to get money was just to pay for repairs, so now that I do have repairs...
There you are. You went quiet for a time. You killing the bear wouldn't prove easy. You and your machine, you survived. There's a lesson here in the Divide. Old world history about paving and intentions could teach the Republic a thing or two, if they listened. They have an idea of trying to do what's right, never quite getting there. Maybe you've seen it. Neptune, elsewhere.
You got a better way?
Yes, and any courier could tell you the same. See it everywhere. The bear. Bear's too busy carving up the Mojave with knives, roads, borders, and how things should be, to see how it is. They're stretched thin, can't protect their front lines, their towns. Think paper's power, radio means control. All of it, useless. No matter now, Bear couldn't hold the Divide. You and that machine are all that remains of NCR here. Rest fell to radiation, fire, and what burrows below.
Listen, I don't support the NCR. In my mind, I do support them in action. As I was saying the sentence, I'm like, I can't actually just say that unqualified. I do literally support the NCR by doing the missions for them and siding with them in the conflict. It's just that we're forced into a binary here where it's NCR versus the Legion. And for the moment, I've been helping the NCR. Going forward, we have an idea of what we're going to do here, because it does seem like Mr. House or betraying Mr. House are two more options. So it seems like you can ultimately support the NCR or the Legion or Mr. House, or Mr. House except you're Mr. House now. Because the Benny's entire plan was to take over after Mr. House and take over his robot Legion. So like I could be the leader of the robots. Whoa. Which I don't know, might be better, might be worse. The idea that I, Mr. Video Game protagonist, am so clever and cool that I can single-handedly rule this world is a bit hubrisy. A bit, like we've proven that there's a lot of reasons why I shouldn't be the ruler, because I've been put in a lot of situations where I, as seemingly an outsider, because it seems like I'm not from the Mojave, I seem to have come in here for a job and kind of got stranded here for this job, I guess, because this actually is kind of noteworthy. I guess you're just so invested in following up on Benny and then getting caught up in the conflict that it's not really questioned why you're here and why you're so invested and why you keep pushing forward. And because like there is no like go home option in this game. It hasn't really been interrogated where my home even is until maybe now, if that's where we're going with the story. So why I'm so invested in the Mojave's politics as somebody who doesn't seem to be from there and might just be leaving is a bit interesting. But like you want to have a character that's an outsider because then they can meet everyone. But I do kind of wish, I wouldn't mind there being like a home that you have in these games and like people that know you before the game starts and like you have background with that you can interrogate and character development and so on. That seems really rare. I don't know the story of Fallout 2, but in Fallout 3, you're looking for your dad who left the vault already, so your entire background is in that vault. And so once you're out of that vault, your only connection is with your dad out there somewhere, because the vault does not want you back. Fallout New Vegas, we're the courier, hired for this job, and it's left pretty ambiguous what our backstory is or where we're from or what we're up to or who we are or who we know. And we don't really meet any characters from our backstory. Fallout 4, you're looking for your baby that was stolen, and while you were in cryo, and so you have one existing character from your backstory in total. So once it's pretty much like 3 again. Interestingly, in Fallout 1, you have this entire HQ vault and everything that is people that you grew up with. but then I think you ultimately don't really, it's like you've been too changed in the sort of like, it's like, not Mormonism, what am I thinking of? It's like Amish people, kind of. Like you've been out in the world and seen too much of the outside world, so now you can't come back because there's this feeling that like you're no longer one of the vault people anymore from all your adventuring, and so it's a great sacrifice, and we appreciate your sacrifice for fixing the water chip, but you need to go back out into the world and be out there now because you've changed too much to come home. It's like a mix between like Lord of the Rings with the hobbits and Amish stuff. Although I think Amish people are sent out to specifically experience the outside world to choose to come back in a different way. That's almost like Quarian. We're off task a bit. I was just kind of going on about like, yeah, I would like to play a Fallout where you're actually part of a community and invested in characters and so on. You can kind of go that way a little bit with Preston, I think his name was, in 4, but you don't have backstory with him. It's just you can kind of build a little local community and get invested in their like grassroots growth. Those soldiers in Hopeville were once NCR, I'm sure of it. Why were they with the Legion?
You see, true. Not scavengers. It's what they wore. Before this all happened. Pain makes for strange allies. The hate the bear and bull shared across the battlefield now turned against the divide. Few survived. Intact. Many NCR were already here when the destruction happened, keeping the route east open in fear of Caesar, fear of the Legion.
I feel like the idea of these two factions combining, even though they are doing so in like some kind of ghoul type state, there's definitely somebody who would point at this and be like, this is interesting. This feels like a little commentary on how like neoliberalism and fascism often have more in common than certain other things that they ideologies that they might oppose. And then you're kind of given them as the only options, especially in this story. There's like more interesting perspectives out there, but they're not reasonably poised at all as even being in the position to pursue control of this place. NCR would have needed this supply line open to reinforce the Mojave and Hoover Dam.
The dam, that old world wall. The bear, NCR, couldn't be allowed to reach it easily. Long 15, Cayman, both bad enough. Kimball, Kaiser, House. You'd think the whole world was that wall, cutting the Colorado. If I'd never laid eyes on it, never spoke of it. But once found, it was all Caesar could see. That, and the flag beyond it, another symbol, big enough to challenge him. And the divide, one of the roads to it. Legion was tasked with cutting that artery. If you can't kill the bear in one stroke, bleed it, starve it. That kind of murder. It's what any of the Legion would have done. Now, the divide belongs to history.
Why do you talk like that? What were the creatures in the underpass?
Tunnelers. Predators that make their own roads beneath the ground here. Divide broke their sky, showed them the world above, and the scent of new prey. Be a slower death for the Mojave than bombs and fire, but they'll come for its people, from where they least expect, below.
When you say slower death for the Mojave, you mean they're spreading out from the divide.
Death will come from below. In the divide, need to watch the sky and the ground. Mojave will be easy prey for them. They'll start emerging throughout the Mojave in time. Might be years, probably less. They breed fast, hunt in groups, more than enough to bring down the strongest in the Mojave, once they draw blood. Seen them tear apart Deathclaws. Deathclaw might get some, but the rest will swarm it, tear it apart, like Denver hounds.
Denver hounds. Denver's far to the east. Legion territory.
Mojave and the Divide are the only places I've walked. Walked the east, too, before the bull came. Then, much like the Mojave before the bear, tribes, towns, clutching to life. Bull did a better job.
This guy's been absolutely everywhere. That's interesting. Also, we're introducing a new threat that neither side in this upcoming conflict that I can deal with is probably anticipating at all or has plans to deal with. Like, it could be that everyone's screwed no matter what because of these creatures that can supposedly Zerg rush death claws, which is horrifying because I can't even deal with death claws. But so far, they were not a convincing threat. We'll have to see.